Hey, listen up because before you even opened your eyes this morning, something special was happening. I was right there with you, watching over you as you slept and took your first breath of the day. And if you're feeling the weight of questions or worries already, just know I'm eager to talk and bring some calm to your busy thoughts. So let's pause together like old friends sharing a story and feel how I'm always close, ready to help you through it all. My beloved, before you even opened your eyes this morning, I was with you. My presence lingered over your resting body, watching as your first breath drew in the new day. You may have awakened with questions heavy on your chest, the weight of today's responsibilities already pressing in. Yet here you are, listening, searching for a whisper from me, hungry for the voice that steadies your heart. Know this, I see you. I have waited for this moment, eager to speak peace into your busy mind. Let your soul find a pause right here with me. Let the hum of worry quiet, if only for a minute, as sunlight enters your room and brushes your skin. Feel it as my gentle reminder that you are never alone. My care is steady, not based on your performance or perfection, but rooted in the endless delight I take in you as my beloved child. All the noise outside and even the rumblings inside cannot eclipse my steady hand on your life. I am here closer than the breath you just drew, ready to start this day beside you. When the swirl of doubts or anxious thoughts tries to sweep you up, let them fall away like leaves in a passing breeze. Remember the moments, however small, that call your heart back to gratitude. The scent of coffee brewing, the sound of laughter from another room, the soft morning light, all are reminders that I am providing for you, even when your mind is crowded with uncertainties. Gratitude is not a duty. It is a doorway. When you pause to notice, even for a heartbeat, the gifts already present, you uncover that you are surrounded by my goodness. There is no path I ask you to walk alone. Even as you prepare for the day, facing appointments, children, unspoken fears, I go before you. I will be the strength behind your smile, the steady patience within your parenting, the resilience you find when the unexpected arises. Bring me your concerns about your family, your future, your fears. Let your honest prayers fill this quiet space between us. Nothing you voice surprises me, and nothing you hide can keep me away. Can you feel the warmth of my affection as you settle into this moment? Place your hand over your heart. Breathe deeply and exhale, letting go of what you cannot control for just this instant. In the stretch of this silent surrender, I am drawing close, offering my peace that soothes the anxious stirrings within. Release your need for certainty. My timing is different than yours, measured with love and mercy that sees the whole picture, not just today's small slice. Trust that I am preparing answers, opening ways forward even when the doors still seem closed. Maybe you have questions that have lingered for weeks or even years. Wonderings about your next step, your purpose, your worth. I have not forgotten the dreams you whispered to me in the shadows, the needs you've barely let yourself name. I carry them all. I ask you not to rush ahead, nor to try to force solutions on your own. The urge to control, to have it all figured out, will not bring you peace. Instead, let me lead. Walk at my pace. Rest in my assurance that I am already at work for you, shaping each day to draw you more fully into your true calling. Sometimes you look at others and wonder if you measure up, if you are falling behind, if there is something you missed. Let go of those comparisons. I crafted you with intention, planted strengths and tenderness in you that are precisely right for your journey. Your struggles do not disqualify you. Your questions do not push you from my presence. You right now, as you are uncertain, imperfect, longing for clarity, are exactly who I want to draw close to. You are never out of my reach, never too much or not enough for my love. Pause again and notice the simple sacred things in your life. Your ability to breathe, to feel, to hope. These are gifts you often overlook, but they are evidence of my nearness. The earth beneath your feet, the pulse in your veins, the quiet strength that stirs as you choose to keep going. All are signs that you are sustained and cherished. There will be days of plenty and days of need, days when joy bursts unexpectedly, and days when tears fall freely. Through it all, I hold you all together. Nothing is wasted. Nothing escapes my loving attention. When anxiety presses in like a shadow, find a quiet place, even just in your mind, where you and I can meet. Speak your worries aloud or in the silent language of your soul. I incline my ear to you, always patient, never hurried. Each fear you name, each hope you release becomes lighter in my hands. I invite you now to trust me with the unknowns, with the burdens you cannot solve alone. My strength is made perfect not in the absence of struggle, but in your willingness to let me carry what is too heavy for you. If you are facing decisions that feel overwhelming or uncertain, remember I am the giver of wisdom, generous and never shaming. Ask me, and I will light your path step by step. You do not need to see the whole journey at once. I will show you enough for today. My presence is your compass. My peace will settle over you as you lean into me. Rest in the assurance that the path I mark for you is safe, even when it curves in unexpected ways. Hold to the promise that you are guided by a love that is never impatient with your questions. I see the way you look out for those you care about, family, friends, even strangers in passing. Your heart longs to protect and nurture, and I honor that desire. Trust me with those you love. My care reaches beyond what you can see or do. I shelter your family, guard their hearts, and draw them ever closer to my own. Surrender your anxiety for their lives. I am the keeper of every soul you cherish, watching over them in the dark as well as in the bright of day. As you begin to move into your day, remember this. You are not defined by what you accomplish or by the mistakes you fear. I measure you by the love I pour into you and the love that flows out from you. My grace goes before you, making a way through every troubled place. Where you falter, I uphold you. Where you doubt, I remind you of my steadfastness. Let this be enough for now. You are seen. You are loved. You are never abandoned to walk alone. The morning is new, and so are my mercies over your life. You are cherished not for your accomplishments or the mask you present to others, but simply because you are mine. When your mind wanders into worries about the future, remember that I am already present in the days ahead. There is no shadow that falls beyond my light. Though you cannot see each outcome or grasp why certain things unfold as they do, trust that I hold every season of your life with intention. Even in the wilderness where direction feels uncertain and prayers echo with no reply, I am guiding you. Sometimes I allow silence so that your spirit can grow quiet enough to receive my deepest assurances. The silence is not absence. It is invitation, space for you to find me beyond striving, to let my peace fill the cracks left by striving and self-effort. There is no shame you bring to me that can repel my grace. Instead, I invite you to uncover every hidden sorrow and mistake. For nothing confessed to me diminishes my love. If you could see yourself as I see you, you would cast away self-condemnation. My forgiveness is not a one-time decree. It is a river flowing, always ready to cleanse and restore. Your failings cannot undo my purposes for you. They cannot outweigh the delight I have in seeing you turn toward me again and again. Let this mercy settle in you and soften every hard place within. I am patient beyond your understanding, never growing weary of your return. As you walk among others, know that you shine with my image. You may feel small or unseen, overshadowed by louder voices or troubled by your sense of inadequacy. Yet I have chosen you not by accident, but because your presence carries a unique expression of my heart into the world. Your kindness, even when overlooked, is never wasted. Your prayers, whispered in loneliness or in tears, rise before me and draw my nearness to those you carry. Every act of love becomes a seed of hope, whether you ever witness its fruit or not. Do not measure the value of your journey by the standards of fleeting applause or worldly security. I see every step, and I walk beside you. In your moments of weariness, come to me without pretense, for I am gentle. You do not need to perform or impress. I embrace you as you are. Rest in my acceptance and let me lift the burdens you hold. Know that even in weakness, you are not disqualified from my purposes. I choose the humble and the willing, not the flawless. Let my strength flow into your frailty. Let my joy become your steadiness in uncertainty. When the world shouts that you are not enough, listen more closely to my voice. You are loved so much more than you can comprehend, and I will never abandon you. There is much in this life that will break your heart, but I promise to be your comforter, drawing near to bind your wounds. I gather every tear. None are ignored or forgotten. Even suffering is not wasted, for I weave purpose through your pain, crafting strength where there was once only fear. Trust me with what you cannot control. and allow my presence to be your refuge. When hope seems distant, do not let despair have the final word. For I am eternally faithful, and I work all things, even those that baffle and grieve you, toward goodness for those who hold to me. When the journey is hard, remember that nothing can sever you from my love. I delight in seeing you grow, not just in knowledge, but in the quiet courage it takes to trust me with your dreams and disappointments. As you lean into my promises, your faith becomes sturdier, more resilient. Not because storms disappear, but because you learn to walk through them with me by your side. Lift your eyes beyond what is temporary. Know that I am preparing you for things yet unseen, shaping you for eternity while cherishing you here and now. Allow yourself to receive my love without suspicion or reserve. Let it soften your fears and anchor your hope, for I am steadfast when all else shifts. Let our relationship deepen, not built on duty, but on intimacy. Listen for the gentle nudges that draw you back into prayer, into honesty. Bring all that you are, not just the polished parts. I desire to share every moment with you, not only the triumphant ones. Whether you laugh or grieve, question or sing, I am attentive to every detail. My delight in you springs not from your strength, but from your openness, your willingness to come close and be known. Take courage. There is no place too dark, no wound too deep for my healing hand. Keep drawing near, beloved of my heart. This journey is not solitary. I promise to never let go of you. As you step forward day by day, I walk before you, beside you, and behind you, shaping even the unremarkable hours of your life into echoes of my love. Trust in my nearness, rest in my embrace, and know that my affection for you is constant and undimmed, a light in every season you face. I am ever near, closer than breath, nearer than the pulse within you. All that you endure I witness with long patience and a love that never grows weary. Even in the moments when shadows stretch across your heart, I remain steadfast, holding you in my gaze. Understand this. Nothing escapes my notice. Not a single tear nor a fleeting doubt. You are not abandoned to confusion or left to wander alone through days of uncertainty. My promise to you is simple yet unbreakable. I am with you always until the end and beyond. If weariness slows your stride or sorrow clinches at your resolve, remember that I draw close, offering rest for your burdened soul. I am gentle. I do not crush the dimly burning wick, nor reject the struggling heart. In your brokenness, I find opportunity, and in your weakness, I pour forth strength. Questions haunt you at times, stirring in the depths, and you wonder why hurt persists, why answers seem slow to form. Know that pain does not birth itself from my hands. Suffering was never my intention for you or for any part of creation. Yet I am not absent where pain arises. I am working still, drawing forth life from ruins, healing from what has been shattered. The troubles you face are not wasted, nor does a moment of anguish pass without my presence wrapping gently around you. I redeem even what appears beyond hope, shaping light from darkness. Ignore the voice that whispers despair, that urges you to doubt your belovedness. You have never been less than precious to me. Not for a single heartbeat have I regarded you with anything but boundless affection. You search for purpose, longing to know if your days bear weight, if your path matters at all in this world's clamor. Let me assure you, your life resounds with meaning. Even the smallest act of kindness, the quietest word of comfort, expands through eternity in ways you cannot see. I cherish every moment you choose hope over resignation. Every time you extend compassion or seek reconciliation, these choices shape you into the fullness of what I created you to be. Walking near to my heart, you become a conduit of my own love, mending what the world has broken, reflecting my character as you move through joy and sorrow alike. It is in this movement between joy and lament, hope and grief, that I shape you most tenderly. Do not resist the seasons of waiting or despise the moments of apparent stillness. In those quiet spaces, I am working, rooting you deeper in my faithfulness, broadening the horizon of your trust. I do not require you to be fearless, only willing. When you falter, do not clothe yourself in guilt or shame. These have no home in the embrace I offer. Instead, bring your pain to me honestly and your anger or doubt as well. For I am larger than your uncertainties, and my welcome does not withdraw at your hesitations. There is freedom in my nearness, a peace that steadies even trembling hands. I make room for honesty. There is no need to hide your wounds or disguise your longing. I search not for perfection in you, but for openness, for the turning of your heart toward me again and again, even when trust feels frail. The world may judge by failures or past regrets, but I see something deeper. I see the person I formed with care, the one I have counted every hair upon your head. You are not defined by what has gone wrong, nor limited by what you fear you may lack. In my sight, you are continually becoming, unfolding according to my loving intentions. The story I am writing with your life is not scripted by your limitations or detours. Every return to hope, to forgiveness, to mercy delights me. I wait eagerly for each moment you lift your eyes from discouragement to remember my constancy. When you grow weary, lean on me. When confusion clouds your mind, rest in my unwavering assurance. It is not your resolve that fixes you in my love, but my gentle grasp that holds you fast. Even when faith falters and your prayers seem empty, I remain unchanging and kind. Let yourself be welcomed by my kindness, even if your steps are unsteady. When you reach for me, you will find that I have already been reaching for you since your first breath and long after you draw your last. I call you toward life, hope, and wholeness. All that burdens you, I invite you to lay at my feet, not because I demand it, but because I long for your freedom and rest. You do not have to navigate the journey alone or muster strength you do not possess. My grace is sufficient, covering all lack, transforming insufficiency into abundance. The world around you may value strength and self-sufficiency, but I meet you most deeply in honesty and vulnerability. There you encounter my grace in its fullness, finding that weakness is not a disqualifier, but a place where my power is made perfect. Trust the gentle nudges that draw you out of isolation, the invitation to be known and to know others. Each connection carried out in love is a reflection of my own heart, a communion that heals wounds the world cannot reach. I carry the fullness of time, every moment past, present, and yet to come. I have not lost sight of you, nor will I ever. You are written into my thoughts, desired and cherished, free to rest in the certainty that you always have a place in my presence. If you listen, even through the noise and distraction, you will sense my quiet assurance, the unbreakable promise that you belong and are never forgotten. When endings come as they must, you will find that new beginnings arise in their wake. Nothing good is ever lost to me, for I make all things new in the fullness of my love. Remain with me as you do. All that is broken will find restoring peace, and all that you entrust to me will be held securely now and forever. I have always been with you, beloved, long before your waking thoughts ever reached toward me. My gaze rested gently upon you, holding you in a love that never falters. Even in the depths of silence, in your uncertainty and loneliness, you have never been abandoned. At times my presence feels distant, as if I am hidden in shadow, and your heart aches for reassurance. Yet know with the deepest certainty that nothing can push me away. Not your mistakes, not your weariness, not the questions you carry in secret. Every step you take resonates within me. Every quiet hope stirring in your soul rises before me like a fragrant offering. I am the one who knows what you shy away from speaking aloud. I am acquainted with all that you dare not bring into the light. Do not measure my nearness by your feelings, for I remain constant, unmoved, attentive, always drawing close, even as you wonder if I am listening. When you stumble, my hands are open, not with accusation, but with the steadying strength you long for. I do not turn from your flaws or recoil at your wounds. Instead, I draw nearer, for I see in you the preciousness I fashioned in love. In every regret that lingers, I offer release, not condemnation. In every longing, I whisper hope. When you cannot understand the turns your journey takes, I understand, for I hold the meaning that sometimes escapes your grasp. Trust does not always feel like certainty, and faith often means stepping forward when answers are obscured. I will not leave you to walk alone. In your hunger for truth and belonging, I am both answer and companion. My compassion surrounds you, not as a distant promise, but as a living, present reality. There is no part of your story that I cannot redeem. No brokenness beneath my notice. What you see only is fragments and disappointment. I see as the very places where my love can shine most brightly. I do not demand a perfection beyond your reach. I delight in every small step toward me, every honest prayer, whether spoken in joy or desperation. Your growth is precious in my sight, not because it moves you closer to earning my approval, but because it brings you nearer to your truest self, the one created in my image, beloved and chosen. When suffering presses upon you and questions swirl at the edges of your endurance, I do not look away. I meet you at the place of ache and bewilderment, offering myself as your refuge and healer. Bring me your doubts, your conflicts, your disappointments. Suffering is not evidence of my absence, but a place where my comfort waits to be received. In your sorrow, I weep with you. In your rejoicing, I celebrate with you. My heart is never indifferent to what weighs heavily on yours. Every sigh matters to me. Pause again, right now. Notice the sound of your own breath. I'm in that rhythm, sinking my comfort to your every inhale and exhale. It is no small thing to slow down, to let yourself be grounded by the truth that you are not responsible for holding up the sky. Surrender is not defeat. It is the posture that gives you power. You could never earn alone. Feel the trembling. Begin to give way to stability. I am proud of your willingness to stay present, to risk being changed. There is more I have yet to reveal. The roots I am establishing in you will weather any storm that arises, and you will recognize my faithfulness not just by what I remove, but by what I cultivate. Patience, gentleness, confidence, compassion that overflows. Stay aware, for even now I am preparing to speak through you, to pour out comfort for those whose pain mirrors your own. Soon you will notice the nudge to encourage someone else, to become the hand that steadies another's soul. By that you will see how far you've come and how closely I have walked beside you, step by transforming step. Transformation is not a solitary journey. Countless have walked this pilgrimage before you, discovering along the arduous way that my love is the difference, my grace the secret, my presence the ultimate reward. You are never isolated in your struggle. You are part of a movement of the awakened. Those who dared to believe they could be more than their scars, more than yesterday's failures or tomorrow's anxieties. Let your heart be buoyed by this great cloud of witnesses, by the knowledge that you are not blazing a lonely trail, but walking a road made sacred by countless footsteps before you. Even now, as this truth settles in your spirit, I am working where you cannot see. The breakthrough you crave is not as distant as it seems. Hold fast to my promise. Your wounds are becoming the strongest part of your testimony. There is something arising from this struggle, a courage you will recognize as uniquely your own, yet forged entirely by my mercy. The best is not behind you. You are not who you were. Let anticipation grow. I am drawing you forward into new clarity, new intimacy, new strength you cannot manufacture. Can you sense it? The way I am filling the spaces that once echoed with loneliness. Stay curious. The story is shifting, and you are the central character in this awakening. I am not finished showing you what my love can do. You have spent many days searching, asking from a place of hunger, and perhaps wondering if your longing is even seen as you lean in now. Listen without rushing. My voice is not lost in the shuffle. I am drawing near closer than you recognize, speaking not in thunder, but in the gentle moments punctuating your day. Each breath you choose to slow, every pause before you respond becomes ground where my presence lands softly. When you doubt you've heard me, realize I am persistent, arriving again and again in the silent turning of your heart toward hope. It is not power or striving I desire from you, but a yielding that lets me lead even when the way looks unfamiliar. Let your fears fall, even if only for a moment. I see the fear that you will make the wrong decision or that your trust is misplaced. But what if I assure you that you are being carried, not just watched? Place your hand over your heart if it helps you remember this. You are not navigating alone. The corners you hesitate to look towards, the memories that sting. I am gently releasing you from the grip they seem to have. When you exhale worry, I breathe my peace into the space left behind. My child, you're not expected to know the next 20 steps, only to take the one illuminated by my kindness. Sometimes the day rushes forward before you're ready, and anxieties crowd the gentle hope you woke with. Before the swirl overtakes you, I want you to sense my calm settling around you like the hush that follows a storm. Even as your pulse quickens with thoughts of what could go wrong, pause and notice the steadiness I offer. My care meets you before dawn, inviting you to leave the burdens you keep trying to fix right at my feet. You can confess your unease. It does not push me away. Each admission becomes an invitation for my comfort to enter your very real worries. You may wonder if the battles you face are worth the strain, or if the waiting will ever yield anything beautiful. Hear this. Your perseverance is precious to me. Every moment you choose not to give in to despair, even when no one else notices, I am present, and I gather your courage like treasures. I use what seems wasted, the silent prayers, the ordinary courage, even your tears as you wait with me. Nothing is forgotten. Do not believe the lie that your efforts vanish into emptiness. My promise holds even when you see no immediate fruit. It can feel at times like others race ahead while you remain in the same spot. You see doors swing open for them and wonder why your own stay shut. Let me remind you, beloved, my timing is rarely aligned with human expectation. But what I open no one can close, and what I prepare for you cannot slip through your hands. Focus not on what is withheld, but on what I am growing in you as you persist, your capacity for trust, your gentleness with others, your quiet strength. These are milestones on the journey I walk with you. There are moments I ask you to release what you grip tightly, not to harm you, but to place something better in your open hands. Trust is birthed when surrender is real. When you find yourself reluctant to let go of control, of outcomes, of timing, know this. My purpose is for your steady. Even disappointment is not wasted. It softens you to my whisper and teaches you what lasting hope feels like. If you risk placing even your uncertainty in my care, watch how your heart becomes lighter, more able to notice my small daily gifts. Family and connection are matters close to my heart. I see the silent prayers you pray for the ones you love, the ways you hope for healing and reconciliation. Remember, no prayer falls to the ground unnoticed. When you grow weary interceding for a wandering child, a hurting parent, or a friend whose burdens you cannot lighten on your own, know that my love is pursuing them. I am guiding hands, softening hearts, and orchestrating encounters that cannot be manufactured by effort alone. Rest in my commitment to those you love. I hold the whole story, not just the present pain. There will be days when you sense the shadow of insignificance, feeling as if your faithfulness makes little difference. But I assure you, seeds planted in quiet faith endure. You may not see how a gentle word spoken, a note of encouragement left, or even your silent prayers reverberate into lives you may never meet. I am the one who takes what seems small and breathes life into it. Your obedience, humble as it may feel, is never in vain. My measure of value is not the world's acclaim, but the constancy with which you let me guide you. Whenever whispers of doubt tell you that you could never be enough, that others do not see you, let my affirmation drown them out. You are mine, loved beyond the boundaries of human understanding. I am cultivating a resilience within you, a quiet assurance that is untouched by circumstance. You carry my favor, not because of your perfection, but because you are deeply known and chosen. Your story is important to me, every part woven with intention and hope. As you return to this day, whether feeling stronger or still aching, hold fast to this certainty. I remain with you. My light is not reserved for a future moment. It shines now, altering even the dim hours with warmth. Keep seeking me in ways both bold and subtle. Notice the invitation in a sunrise, the comfort in a friend's voice, the stillness available in pauses you allow yourself. Where you feel empty, let me fill. Where you feel lost, trust that my path leads forward, step by golden step, even through uncertainty. You do not need to strive for admiration or scramble to build your worth on shifting opinions. Let your heart grow quiet as I draw near. For you are always seen and cherished in my gaze, even as you notice the restless urge to compete or to compare. I invite you to breathe deeply. Let my steady calm surround the anxious spaces when others move ahead or voices suggest you are behind. Listen instead for the deeper truth that surges within you, a truth crafted not from circumstance, but from my loving intent. The world counts progress in hurry and in loud announcement, but my spirit measures by the gentle courage to trust me in ordinary moments. Your value is inherent, untouched by failure or applause, resilient even in silence. If you pause to remember mornings you thought would never brighten, you will see how I met you again and again in rooms heavy with waiting, in whispered prayers before anyone else awoke. My nearness was never dependent on your mood or clarity. Do you see how faithfully I slipped hope into your days? Even in those hours when disappointment seemed at home in your chest, I was patiently tending the hidden roots of new beginnings. Let this knowledge settle. Every hour you've endured, every tear that didn't draw answers right away, was witnessed and redeemed in my timing, not lost in the shadow. I am the one who brings warmth when you most feel the chill of uncertainty. Let your thoughts linger here for a moment. The hands that shape the mountains also hold your future with precision and gentleness. You worry about how each detail will unfold, but I hold the map you cannot yet see. In the hush, surrender your frantic questions. What will come of your work, your family, your most fragile dreams? Place them in my hands, not as a way of giving up, but as an act of trust that invites me deeper into the details. I know the desires you scarcely name. The things you fear are too small for my care or too tangled for a straight path. Even those I see, and none are dismissed or shrugged away. Consider the love you long to give to those closest to you. Sometimes your efforts spill out imperfectly, moments tinged with frustration or fatigue. Rest here and let me fill you anew, so you pour from fullness instead of emptiness. Your acts of tenderness are not measured by flawlessness, but by the sincerity of your intent. On days when you wish you had more patience, more grace, remember, I am the source that never runs dry. Even when your kindness wavers or your words falter, I am supplying what you lack, making up the difference through my abundant grace. My compassion does not depend on your best performance, but grows ever deeper in your dependence on me. Let your memories breathe for a while. Recall not just the victories, but the days you felt bowed under burdens you could not explain. In those secret, quiet valleys, I never left you to walk alone. My presence circled you like a gentle shield. Even when you believed yourself unworthy or far away, I delight not only in your strong moments, but in each admission of need, every sigh of reliance upon me. It is never shameful to recognize your limits. Rather, it is the doorway through which my strength enters and lifts you. Release the ache of carrying what was never yours to shoulder alone. Give space for my peace to seep into worn places. As you rise to meet another day, know that my mercies meet you freshly with each sunrise. There is no accumulation of guilt that I cannot dissolve, no mistake that bars you from my unfolding goodness. Let gratitude flicker as you notice the small evidences of my care, the unexpected laughter, the moment of relief after a long effort, the fleeting beauty that catches your eye. These are not accidents, but signals of my involvement. Gentle reminders that your journey is not random or unseen. When your spirit tires, repeat your thanks in the quiet, and sense how this opens your heart to receive even more. Perhaps you worry about missing your moment or taking the wrong step. Perfection is not the measure I assign to your path. My guidance finds you not only in well-reasoned plans, but in the uncertain wandering that humbles you. Remember how time after time, what appeared as detours became the very ground where resilience and wisdom took root. The outcome is not simply about where you arrive, but about being shaped by my hand along the way rather than obsess over lost opportunities. Reach for the calm assurance that my purposes are not thwarted by your missteps. My ability to redeem is greater than your capacity to err. You may find yourself questioning whether your prayers truly reach me or whether my answers are reserved for those more faithful. Hear me with gentle clarity. Your voice never echoes back empty, and your needs never fall beyond my reach. Sometimes my response is not in the outcome you envision, but in a new measure of strength, a surprising peace, or an unexpected way forward that arises in the waiting. I am intimately familiar with not just your words, but your silences, your yearnings, and the sighs you cannot name. My comfort is not withdrawn when you doubt. It leans in all the more closely when your hope flickers low. Trust, then, that even the seasons that seem dormant are full of my sustaining work. Just as a field lies under winter's hush before yielding its richest fruit, so your life knows periods of apparent stillness that are rife with silent growth. Do not rush or resent these quiet stretches. Honor the unseen slow flourishing. Let patience become your offering here. I am nurturing hidden seeds, preparing you for revelation in my perfect time. Desire for progress is not a fault, but impatience is not the same as faith. Lean into the pause, confident that nothing is wasted beneath my attentive gaze. Beloved, my desire is not for your life to be a restless chase, but a steady answering to my persistent goodness. Each day is a new opportunity to practice relinquishing control and enlarging gratitude. As you learn this rhythm, letting go in one breath, receiving in the next, your spirit grows supple and unburdened. The freedom you crave cannot be manufactured by striving. It is received when you root your hope not in outcome, but in my steadfast presence with you now in this moment. As you listen and allow my words to soak into your spirit, let your heart rise, anchored in the assurance that tomorrow remains safely in my loving hands. You have been walking with me through valleys and storms, breathing in my words, opening your heart more fully with every step. The weight that once sat heavy on your shoulders has been shifting little by little as you let me near the places you tried to shield. I have not overlooked your small acts of courage, the risks you took to hope again, the moments you chose love over self, protection, the silent prayers whispered through your pain. You may not yet grasp the full extent of what has changed within you, but I see the transformation unfolding even now. The very foundation of your life is being rebuilt by my own steady hands, stronger than the winds that would try to shake you. Still a question lingers in your mind. Could you truly become someone who carries my presence so powerfully that others feel my love just by being near you? This is not wishful thinking. It is the reality I have always dreamed for you. You are becoming a living sign of my goodness, a vessel prepared for healing, restoration, and breakthrough, not just for your own heart, but to saturate the world around you. Do not underestimate the magnitude of what I am doing inside you. Even if to others your changes seem imperceptible, just as a seed hidden beneath the ground holds the promise of towering life, so your secret surrender births fruit that cannot be denied forever. There will come a day very soon when those who doubted will see the shift in your eyes, the calm in your voice, the boldness in your steps, and they will know something supernatural is at work. The reason you have endured so much is not simply for your own freedom. I am commissioning you to become an outpouring of my very nature to a desperate world. Let these words sink in as you place your hand on your chest. Feel the steady pulse there. Each beat a reminder that I am the life coursing through you. Breathe not shallow or hurried, but deep and slow. And recognize the miracle of being fully present with me in this moment. Every breath plants a new root of strength. Each exhale releasing what was never yours to carry. I am here shaping you through every ordinary moment into someone extraordinary. Not because of your striving, but because of my love rewriting your story line by line. I know what you wonder in the spaces no one sees. You question if you are truly equipped for what I am asking. You fear the weight of others' expectations or the disappointment of failing. And sometimes you hesitate, wanting to shrink back into the shadows of old fears. Let me gently interrupt that pattern. The world's definition of preparation is accumulation. More knowledge, more titles, more performance. But my equipping happens in surrender. Every moment you choose to trust me instead of clinging to control, you are made ready. You are strongest in your willingness to depend on me, not in your self-sufficiency. You are radiant when you bring your inadequacy and trade it for my sufficiency. Do you sense the shift in the atmosphere around you? How anxieties loosen their hold when you let me speak over your identity instead. My voice thunders and whispers at the same time. You are not who you were. My beloved, hear me. You are marked by my spirit, a beacon of hope and resurrection power. Darkness cannot remain where my light takes up residence. And you have become a living sanctuary for my presence. Where you once walked in uncertainty, I now commission you to walk in authority. Not the authority of force or demand, but the gentle authority that comes from deeply knowing to whom you belong. When fear tries to speak, remind yourself whose hand holds yours. When you feel invisible or small, remember that I see, I know, and I choose you time and again. As your heart opens wider, you may notice strange stirrings. At times, you will sense compassion rise for a stranger or feel an unexplainable nudge to reach out or encourage someone. Do not ignore these prompts. This is me leading you into a life of supernatural impact. Today, you will cross paths with someone whose pain echoes what you once survived. The words you have received in secret, the comfort you have tasted, will become balm for another soul. You'll know it is me moving through you. When you feel peace descend and courage wells up where there once was dread, trust the flow of my spirit. I am orchestrating encounters that will confirm you are not alone in your transformation. You do not labor in obscurity. Quietly, almost without your awareness, you have joined a movement of the awakened. The ones whose hearts beat in sync with mine, who carry heaven's reality into the shadows of earth. This is not the work of one, but of many, and together you become a beacon that the enemy cannot snuff out. Even now, as you listen, countless others are rising from ashes into newness, stumbling toward hope with trembling yes. Do not look back with regret at wasted years, for I am redeeming time itself in you. What you thought was lost forever will return, reimagined and restored beyond your wildest hope. There is a reason your memories come alive with strange brightness lately. I am inviting you to recollect, not to mourn, but to recognize just how far I have brought you. You ask how you will know this is more than emotion. You will know because the fruit will endure. Peace will anchor you through unexpected storms. Love will become your first response instead of your afterthought. Where you once lived guarded, you will trust again. Where you feared disappointment, you will dare to dream bigger. This metamorphosis is not rooted in your own willpower, but in my relentless pursuit. I will not stop until every corner of your life reflects the beauty of what I've planted. Stop. Don't rush past this moment. Notice your breath and the warmth pulsing through your hands. That is not coincidence. That is my presence tangibly filling you here and now. Others have walked this path ahead of you, beloved child. The same spirit that raised me from death to life is at work in you, shaping your waiting into preparation and your struggle into testimony. I know that doubts still rise. You wonder if you are worthy, if you will falter again, if this is too good to trust, but look at me. My eyes hold no disappointment, only fierce love and deep delight. What the enemy used to shame you, I am now using to crown you. Your scars are no longer a sign of what broke your life, but of the healing that has begun. Every place you once despised becomes territory reclaimed for joy and freedom. I have chosen you precisely because you are willing, because you dared to believe when hope seemed reckless. My love is not calculated by merit or measured by moments of failure. It is a raging river washing through resistance, smoothing jagged edges, carving new landscapes from barren ground. You are mine, not by accident, but by divine intent and design. The time for hiding is over. The world is desperate for genuine light. For those unafraid to live fully awake, I am calling you to step forward, not demanding perfection, but asking for your courageous yes. The echo of that surrender will resound far beyond what you see today. There is more unfolding than you dare to imagine, and I am moving even when you don't yet see how every part fits together. I move through your days with a steadfast devotion, unshaken by the shifting tides that sometimes unsettle your heart. Even in the moments when you feel as if uncertainty settles thick in the air, remember that I am steady and unyielding, hands outstretched to draw you close. Each breath you release is precious to me, a quiet affirmation that you are not abandoned to resolve life's puzzles alone. As your mind races ahead, concocting worries that never arrive, I gently urge you to dwell in this moment, to let my presence fill the spaces left hollow by doubt. My presence does not demand perfection, only openness, a willingness to notice my quiet guidance breaking through the noise. Bring your focus back to here and now, realizing that every detail of your journey matters to me, the gentle and the painful alike. Watch for how my light falls, a reminder that nothing is truly hidden or hopeless. Where I am invited, you are seen fully and cherished with unwavering attention. No matter how insignificant your needs might seem today, let yourself yield to the hush of my comfort, where my voice calms anxieties with a peace you did not know you could carry. My care is like the warmth of sunrise spreading slowly across your resting place, chasing away the stubborn shadows lingering from yesterday. I invite you to let go of the grievances and the self-condemnations that have clung so tightly, and instead turn your gaze to the gifts stitched into the quiet hours before the world stirs awake. Trust in my gentle correction, the nudge that pulls you gently back when you stray from peace. There is nothing in you that takes me by surprise. Your missteps have not distanced you from my longing to draw you closer. Still, my heart grieves with your grief and pulses with your hopes, joining you in every secret corner. In those tender places where you ache, where questions seem sharper than answers, I breathe a deeper assurance into you, one not rooted in circumstances, but in our enduring connection. When weariness seeps into your bones, and it is tempting to retreat, abide in the reality that my strength is not limited by your frailty. Like cool water offered to the parched, my love refreshes, filling the hollows left by false expectations. Rest does not signal weakness. It is a canvas where I paint new courage and clarity, goals that do not depend on your striving. Let each inhale be a practice of trust, and let each exhale release control back into my capable hands. When you look at those around you, family, friends, the faces crossed in hurried passing, remember that my affection for you is not diminished by your struggles to love well. Nothing in your relationships escapes my compassionate notice. In the quiet, I whisper reminders of unity and healing. I sow patience into your restless heart, rooting out bitterness with gentle persistence. I bless the smallest act of kindness, even when much feels unrewarded or unseen. Allow me to shape your responses, teaching you how to lay down burdens and expectations and to pick up a spirit of grace. Forgiveness is not a mountain you climb alone. It is my gift, a sunrise after a long night. Possible because my forgiveness covers you first. There are times when the world's noise grows unbearable and you question whether you are moving in the direction I have imagined for you. My child, I assure you, your story unfolds in wisdom beyond what you can predict or measure. You do not have to secure every outcome for yourself. When doubts about your calling bloom in your mind, pause to remember that identity is not earned but given. You are mine, and that is the firm foundation on which you will thrive. I am the one who opens and closes doors, not at random, but with intimate knowledge of your needs and readiness. Let go of the burden to force what is not meant for you, and receive my holy timing as an invitation rather than a restriction. Surrender is not defeat, but a bold declaration of trust, an invitation for me to enter the places you cannot fix. You are not called to carry the world. You are invited to place your cares within my reach. Recall the times I have shielded you from sorrow you could not foresee, and let that memory become a springboard for hope. My plans are not delayed. They blossom with precision. If you could see what I see, the unique threads I am drawing together, your anxious waiting would soften into expectancy. Each day contains enough light for the next step, and I am faithful to illuminate the way as you press forward. Sometimes the answers you ache for arrive slowly, and it feels as though the night stretches on without promise of dawn. Just as I orchestrate the rhythm of morning and night, so I oversee your seasons. Pain is not wasted in my company. I gather every tear, shaping even sorrow into ground where new joys will take root. I am with you, not in spite of your questions, but especially because you have dared to ask. I do not fault your searching. My hope is that your seeking leads you deeper into my presence, where true clarity dwells and fear dissolves. Hold to my promises, not as an escape, but as the sure ground on which you stand, while the winds of uncertainty pass. Pause for a moment now, beloved, and sense my nearness as tangibly as breath in your lungs. The world does not have to stand still for my peace to find you. Imagine my hand resting gently over your heart, steadying your thoughts, lifting the heaviness that has settled like dew on your soul. I want you whole, not by your effort, but by my grace that replenishes where you feel empty. Name your gratitude aloud or quietly if you wish, thanking me for the glimmers of hope and the quiet triumphs that often go unnoticed. In this exchange, you receive a joy that outlasts your circumstances. You are not lost in the shuffle of the world's busyness. You are the focus of my loving eye. Every ordinary action, every sigh and hope and hesitation matters deeply to me. The future does not unfold according to your fears, but according to my love, unfailing and resourceful, able to redeem what you thought was wasted and to grant new wings where you feel earthbound. As you go on, remember that my invitation remains open. Step forward. Rest in my timing. Trust the care that hems you in on every side. I am with you, and I will not let you go. You are on sacred ground. In this moment, the very air around you is thick with my presence. I draw close with a love that refuses to be distant. A love that searches the hidden valleys of your spirit and calls out life where you have settled for just surviving. My child, I have seen every tear you dared not let fall in front of others, and I have counted them as precious offerings, evidence not of weakness, but of a heart willing to feel, to care, to risk breaking. Those silent battles are not overlooked. I have been your unseen defender in everyone. Even now, as you read these words, can you sense that low hum of peace rising within your chest? That is not your imagination. It is me drawing you into my embrace. Let yourself rest, even if just for this breath, because nothing you do for me is more desirable than letting me hold you. There's a shift that has been mounting in the heavenlies for you, and I am inviting you to step fully into it, trusting not only in who I am, but in how I see you. You are not simply loved. You are cherished, delighted in, treasured beyond calculation. The old voices that have told you that you're too damaged or have missed your moment, they are being silenced by the gentle thunder of my affirmation. You are not too much, and you are never not enough. The hand that shaped the cosmos also formed your soul with intention and precision, and I am still working artistry out of every broken place. Breathe deeper. Receive what you've longed for, yet hesitated to claim. You are wanted fully eternally. You wonder, even now, how can my story possibly be used for glory? Let me speak truth that disrupts your doubt. I do not discard wounded vessels. Instead, I pour out my greatest strength precisely where the cracks have exposed your need. Those failures and fights that you would prefer to hide have become altars where I kindled new fires. I am not asking you to pretend the pain didn't matter. I am telling you that your pain is the very place my light will burst forth and heal others. The places you have tried hardest to conceal will become conduits for breakthrough. Stop shrinking back. There is destiny pulsing just beneath your scars. Right now you might sense a stirring like a key being turned inside your spirit. Some will feel a gentle warmth blooming behind their ribs. Others a sudden clarity breaking open tired thoughts. This is not accidental. I am confirming what you have pleaded for in the secret place. Over the next 3 days, pay tender attention, for my voice will echo through ordinary moments, a lyric, a smile, a message you weren't expecting. You'll know it's me because the peace that follows will be richer than understanding and lighter than worry could ever outweigh. When that moment comes, pause and let gratitude rise. Speak aloud. You are here and you are good to me. Hear me and let this ring true. Your identity cannot be stolen, tainted, or lost. No matter how loud the accusations or how heavy the regrets have grown, you are chosen, handpicked, set apart, irrevocably marked as mine. Where shame once stained your confidence, behold, I pour out honor. Where fear whispered of failure, I speak over you a commissioning rooted in victory. I am the God who restores what you thought could never live again. Let every shattered expectation become a seed. Trust that resurrection is my specialty and renewal is your inheritance. Pause now with me. Feel the steady rhythm of your breath. Sense that subtle pressure where my spirit nudges you to lean in closer. You are not who you were. What defined you before? What tried to stamp your story with defeat will soon be forgotten beneath waves of renewal. There will be days when the old voices rap at the door, insisting you're unchanged and alone, but I am relentless. My nearness will be your shield, and my whisper softer, yet more potent than fear will be the song that keeps you stepping forward. Some of you are still gripping tightly to burdens that were never yours to lug. I invite you, lay them down in your imagination or with your actual hands. Release them now. Set disappointment, guilt, fatigue at my feet. In their absence, make way for radical hope. I give freely what you have labored to earn: delight, favor, and an unbreakable assurance of belonging. Even when storms rise, remember this. Storms do not threaten those who rest under my covering. You are shielded, protected, and profoundly seen. I know the questions that crowd your mind. What if I fall again? What if this all slips away? Beloved, listen to my heart. Your progress is not measured in perfection, but in your willingness to keep returning. I am committed to the slow, miraculous rewriting of your story. My faithfulness far outpaces your doubts. Every attempt you make to draw closer will be met not by disappointment, but by celebration. Heaven rejoices in your every turnaround, every brave surrender, every whisper of trust. In a few days, You will recall these words in a moment you didn't anticipate needing them. A setback, a challenge, a sudden wave of loneliness. When you do, remember this. You do not need to perform for my affection. You are fully accepted. Let your guard down. Rest in the truth that nothing you've done, nothing you will do can separate you from the affection I pour over you relentlessly. Your transformation is not a distant hope, but a present reality unfolding in the simplest acts of letting me love you. You have become even now a vessel through which countless others will find healing, hope, and restoration. The humility born of struggle, the gentleness carved by disappointment, the courage refined in fire. These are the jewels I will display through your life. You are being commissioned not as one flawless, but as one who is fiercely loved and steadily remade. My calling on you is irrevocable. Where you go, my light will go. What you touch, I will anoint. Await more. Expect movement. This is only the beginning, and I am not finished with you yet. Amen. If this word stirred something deep within you, stay connected to these daily reminders of my faithfulness. Press that button now, not for content, but for communion. I will meet you here tomorrow, speaking life again into the places that need it most.